Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? Saudi Arabia has just intercepted this afternoon another missile, this one fired by the Houthi rebels out of Yemen, headed right for the capital of Saudi Arabia. Fortunately, there's no reported casualties because it was intercepted. It was shot down by a Saudi Arabian ballistic missile. It was headed in the direction of Saudi Arabia's capital. Saudi Arabia intercepted the Houthi missile. They shot it down. It was a ballistic missile fired by Yemen's Houthi rebels. Of course, they're controlled by the Iranians, Iran. So with Iran doing this, they continue to wreak havoc, trying to create, really, they're trying to start the war, the Shiite war with the Sunnis. And they want the battlefield to be the nation of Yemen. The people of Yemen they've had over 900,000 cases of cholera. Over 2,300 people have died from cholera that we know of. Children are starving. There's a famine in the land from the war. And Saudi air defenses have shot down this ballistic missile fired by Yemen's Houthi rebels. It was headed toward the Saudi Arabian capital. There were no reports of any casualties or damage because the missile, an intercontinental ballistic missile, was shot down. Had it not been intercepted, it would have hit the capital. Now, in contrast, the UN human rights spokesman said the coalition airstrikes had killed at least 136 non-combatants in a war-torn Yemen since December the 6th. The Iran-aligned Houthi movement said it had aimed the missile at the Saudi royal court, the palace, where a meeting of Saudi leaders was taking place, was underway, and it described the attack as a new chapter in the conflict. So what the Houthis were trying to do was hit the palace and kill a lot of the leadership in Saudi Arabia. The Saudi-led coalition said the missile, the latest of several now, fired at Saudi Arabia's capital, have been directed at the residential area. Now, quoting a statement, so they knew it. It was coming right at them. Houthis admitted that's where they fired it. And had it not been intercepted, it would have hit probably the palace and may have killed some of the top leaders of Saudi Arabia. Folks, this thing is getting very, very dangerous. Now, in June of 2016, I sat down with Avi Lipkin in Jerusalem and interviewed him for television. Avi, in that interview, predicted that soon the war between the Shiite Muslims and the Sunni Muslims was going to take place. It is going to be the big Middle East war. He said the Shiites are literally going to try to blow up Mecca. They're going to try to blow up the Black Stone. This is their goal, to ruin the Sunni brand of Islam and to create a new brand of Islam led by the Iranians, and which are Shiite radical Muslims, and the Ayatollah Allah Khomeini. This, though, could spill over into Israel, no doubt, and could fulfill biblical prophecy that Jesus said, when you see the armies compassed about Jerusalem, know that the end is nigh, that those things that have been written shall be fulfilled. The desolation is nigh. All right. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. We are certainly living in the last days. We're living in a time that the Bible told us you can study the Old Testament, you can study the New Testament. You'll find out that some of the very prophecies that we read about in Zechariah, like Zechariah 12, that Israel become a cup of trembling, a burdensome stone unto all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be broken in pieces. We know that we are witnessing these things, that the scriptures are coming to pass. I'm constantly telling folks they need to keep a close eye on Jerusalem. It is God's prophetic timepiece. Here's what it said in Luke 21, verse 20. When you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Okay, so it's going to be a time of great sorrow, a time that's very close to the abomination of desolation. You'll know that it is nigh or near or going to happen soon. So we know the third temple, prefab built. We know they have the golden shewbread table. They have the golden altar. They have the golden menorah. They have the 7 silver trumpets, the priestly garment, the priest's crown, the priest's breastplate with the 12 different precious stones representing the 12 tribes of Israel on the breastplate, everything coming together. And we now see this conflict. These armies are compassing. They're coming against each other, but they'll turn on Israel. Just like the dream I had in the year 2013, where I saw the Iranians bombing Israel along with the Russians, and the invasion, and the bodies were in the streets of Jerusalem. It was a tremendous time of conflict. Folks, we're living in the last days. Give your life to Jesus Christ. That's why I wrote the book Jerusalem Jihad, to help break it down for you, taking current world events and relating them to biblical prophecy in an end-time apocalyptic scenario, a novel to help you understand the things that are coming upon the earth. Are you saved? Folks, we're running out of time. Seriously, we're running out of time.